Alright guys, working at a Walmart today. That's new for me. They said they got a walk-in freezer down, so let's go. Okay, nothing's on. Gotta get on the roof. Shit. So I checked this side to make sure we had pressure. So that means our solenoid's working. And it should be on. So I'm gonna have to find somebody to let me on the roof of the Walmart so I can go check this one out. Alright, we made it up from Walmart. And my walk-ins are going to be in the front. I'm working at the restaurant. I don't work for Walmart, but I've never been on a roof like this. I'm a small fry over here doing small restaurants and local stuff, so kind of cool to see all this stuff. My units should be somewhere right there where the exhaust is. Since I'm working in the kitchen, they have exhausts. Alright, so walking up to the units, they're both off. Okay, this one has a timer, that's probably our freezer. That support system is bowing. But let me open this one up. See what the issue is here. Make sure we have power and everything. This is nice though. I like working by myself, and this is a big system, big roof. The only issue is my roof axis is like the furthest away. It's all the way in the back. So if I gotta get anything, that's gonna suck. Okay, first let's do my pressure control test. Nope. So then, what's in here? Okay, we have a green light. So that's good. And I know we have pressure, but I'll check again. And then let me also make sure that this is closed and what other safeties I have and stuff. Oh, great. Thank you for putting the disconnect right on the electrical cover. Appreciate it. Let's see. It's a 3-phase, okay. Yeah, we got a scroll in there. Second time seeing one of those. We don't have a lot of scrolls here for refrigeration. Okay, so we have enough pressure. I popped the top off of the pressure control, the low pressure, to check across. So if we check across here, I'm checking for volts. If there was a break in the line, that would be like going from line to like a neutral or a ground, and you would get voltage. But if you're reading the same line, you don't get voltage. So that is closed. We're reading the same line. So now I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna have to open this up and see where we're missing our voltage. More than likely one of these pressure controls is tripped. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So let's open this up. Okay, but before I do that, shut off the power, and I just want to verify my basics. So if I'm checking voltage, I got 211. 213, and 210. So we have incoming voltage. Now we're gonna just do a quick continuity test on these fuses. So good, good, good. So nothing tripped, nothing blew out. So something's not engaging our contactor coil. So basically I'm going in here and I'm checking all the pressure controls, the little switches that we have, which is gonna be quite a few on this one. So they got 2 over there on the discharge. So you got 2 high side controls that could trip. You also have the temperature sensor one. Those are gonna be black wires. You see the yellow and the orange. And then it should have, oh yeah, well this, I was looking for one of those other styles, but it's gonna be this for the low pressure. So then this will be low pressure, loss of charge type of thing. I don't know if this one has, well, one of those is gonna be the fan cycle. One's gonna be like a high safety. So the only bad thing is those are soldered on. So we're gonna go back here. So one of them was orange. I have an orange going to the coil up there. So we got this one. Now all I'm doing is checking for continuity. So right here, we got orange to orange. So if we check it at the coil, we do have continuity. That means it's closed. So then we have another one is going to be yellow. That's there on the high side. Those are probably the ones that fail the most. So yellow to yellow. So we don't have anything. Where's the other? On a relay. So let me double check that one. So the black one's fine, the temperature sensor one. The only one I can't get continuity on is the yellow. I'm gonna double check. That might be the fan cycle. All right, so I was taking a look at those. The orange one is the one it's good. That's gonna be our high pressure control. So we're fine there. We should have power. The only thing is it goes to a delay on break timer. And then the one that's open is going to be the fan cycle, which is fine because it's off. It thinks it's cold or fresh out here because it is. That's why it's not turning on. When the pressure goes up, the fan will turn on and that yellow one will close. So everything's fine. So I'm suspecting that that delay is going to be acting up. I've had those act up before. So right now I'm going to check across it and we're going to restore power. And if it doesn't come on, this is something we can bypass for now because I do not have one. I don't think I have one. I have one, but I don't think it's this style. So let me check across that one now. So since this one is 3 minutes, it's fixed. I can't change it. We're gonna time it right now. I'll turn it back on. I'll time the 3 minutes. But these two, blue and brown, are my line that I'm feeding it, and then the output is going to be yellow and black. That's going to the coil and through the switches. So all right, and I just want to correct myself here. I mistakenly said something like put the line voltage on the coil of the contactor. That's not what I meant or what I should have said. It's that little component delay has line voltage going to it. It runs it and then it passes the power through. So if you ever need to bypass a faulty delay like that, look at your schematic, take note of what wires go together because it's contacts. So 2 close together, another 2 close together. So make note and put the 2 wires that should close together. the other ones you can put together. That way you eliminate that faulty component, but you still have power going through the pressure switches and everything else, all the other safeties, and then it goes back to the coil of the contactor. So I just wanted to clear that up and correct myself and carry on. Okay, so I had to turn it on while this was dangling, but it's not that, it engaged. I don't know if you can tell there. So if I check the load, we got 209 and 79 and 98. So I'm thinking that contactor is bad now, because we do have the proper voltage on top. And then the coil, obviously because it engaged. So we got a bad contactor, simple one. So went through different steps, thought it was different things, only for it to be the contactor. So let's go grab one and we can get to it. Alright, so simple enough. I'm pretty sure I've shown this before. Take pictures if you're concerned about mixing up wires, but also just go wire for wire. So I'm going to loosen up the screws to the contactor and then pull it off a little bit and start hooking up the new one already. So just making sure that it's the same. It's going to be exactly the same. So let's get this in, and it's going to be simple. Just gonna double check pressures and everything, so I do not want to make another trip up here, and then we'll go down and check the temp. I almost thought we had another issue, but I don't know about if those Arctic Fox thermostats have like a triple startup or whatever it's called, because it short cycled a couple times and then it finally started up, and it's running fine. Pressures are okay. It's kind of a fresh day, and those are the contacts there. Definitely pitted. That middle one's real bad, and these are too. So they're just as bad. I'm gonna let it run for a few minutes and then we can just get down already. They never had issues with it before. It's a fairly new store or restaurant in the Walmart, so they just didn't have power to the unit. So that's it. I'm gonna pack up and just watch it for a little bit, and then we'll go check the walk-in freezer inside. And obviously that don't work, so we're at 13. Everything's good. Alright guys, old reliable here from the future. Now in this call, I did kind of go through a little sequence of operation type deal. It should have been a much easier call had I checked the power at the contactor first, which normally I would have done, but yeah, like normally I would like to catch the unit when it's not working and kind of check electrical and certain components when I see it as it's failing. But the person who installed it put a disconnect over my panel to see the contactor and all the components. So I just personally don't like to get shocked. I've been shocked so many times. It's just a weird feeling. So at all costs, if I have to move stuff around like a disconnect, I prefer to shut it off. So I did that, and then I turned it back on, and then I started checking everything, just because I thought it was going to be like a pressure switch or something along those lines. So yeah, I just didn't like how the person installed disconnect on my electrical panel. Should not be done like that. And they even had, I didn't really pay attention to it too much, but they had some sort of a support system that they probably could have mounted it to, because it was on some sort of frame. We don't usually use those, so I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure they could have put the disconnect anywhere else. Usually I see that when the condensing unit is on the floor, and of course they don't have anything to mount it to because they didn't put anything like unistrut or something to mount it on. But here I feel like they should have had a lot of mounting options, but that's where they put it. So yeah, normally I go up to it. If the disconnect wasn't there, I would have opened the panel while it was on but not working, and I would have found initially that the contactor was pulled in, and I would have known more or less right away. But you got to see kind of like my thinking, my sequence of operations, how I kind of thought through this one. And this is most likely going to be the type of content that I want to bring. If you guys caught my live a few days ago, that's the kind of content that I want to do for beginners, guys in school, but it's going to be paid. So I have to do it that way just so I can invest more in equipment. I do make money off YouTube now, but it's not a whole lot. So if you guys, watch my videos, if you guys watch the ads and don't skip them, that's how I get paid. Of course, some ads are ridiculous and they're like 20 to 30 minutes long. I think I even ran into one that was an hour long. go ahead and skip those. But if they're like 15 seconds, if it's like 30 seconds, if you watch them, it helps the channel, because I get some commission out of the ads. That's how YouTube works. So I want to do content for new guys, because I've been asked a lot to teach guys or to take them on at work, like as an apprentice. And these are guys from all over the world. So my simple solution for now is to do dedicated content, or it's more raw footage, kind of like today, even though today I did edit a lot. Raw footage and kind of like longer videos, and just me explaining it a little more thoroughly, and it'll be more like for beginners. So that's why I don't want to put it on the main channel, because it'll be boring. I try to cut down my videos to 20 minutes or so. I try to add music, I try to add stuff to it. So this will be different type of content, and I think it'll be helpful, and it's the closest thing that I can do to hands-on, because I think everybody learns better when they're in the field. So if I can, like I said, put money into it, that's why I said there's going to be like a small monthly fee. It's going to be like a subscription. It'll either be here on YouTube for like a YouTube membership, or it'll be like through Patreon or something that I can figure out. My girl even mentioned the Skillshare, but I don't know how well that would work. So like some of the money, I would probably get like a nice GoPro, to where the footage is super clear and crisp, and I have it strapped to my chest or something, so that you're kind of in the unit when I'm working on it. You are like immersed, stuff like that. And that'll be its own content, because I don't want to be doing that for every little call that I get. But when I know I'm going to do one of those videos, I will have the GoPro. I also want to get like a shop type setup, where I have a table and I can break down components, show you parts, tell you how stuff works, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't claim to be. And I'm not going to be a textbook person. That's what I'm going to bring, different from other guys. If you guys want to learn from the smartest people, I would suggest you go watch Chris from HVACR videos. AC Service Tech, I believe is the other guy's name, that does like a lot of how-to and explanations. Jumperman Tech is another good one that explains a lot. I think I kind of want to do something similar to his. Brian Orr with HVAC School is another great one. Those are the ones that try to teach, right? Because a lot of the other guys, and I love, watching all of them, they take you along for the call, which is what I do. But like I said, the way I want to do it, if you want technical stuff, go follow the guys that I mentioned. But for me, it's going to be like simple type of explanation. Like I'm going to treat it as if I was training somebody. So in the field, I'm not going to bust out a book or tell them every little part, what every little part does, what every little thing is, and have proper names and all that. Like, I'm going to treat it like I'm training somebody. So it's going to be like, if you walk up to this kind of unit, check this, this, and this, or this is how you check this, or look out for this, and take it step by step. Try to make it interactive with you guys. If you guys have suggestions or trouble with certain aspects, like electrical or anything, let me know, and I will try and do that. I had a lot of positive response, and that means that I got to get to it, I have to go through with it. So now I have to start it and figure out how to do it, and I'll keep you guys updated. So this was a simple one. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe. I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you guys.